Hello guys and welcome to Metz Lima. The other day someone asked me when should they change the tyre on their car, and what I'm going to do is explain to you just when to change them. So as you may know, tyres are extremely important. They are our only contact point with the actual road itself, and the worse our contact point is with the surface on the ground, the worse your car will drive, and basically it's unsafe. So if you have bad tread, your car will have to work harder, which means that you may use more fuel, or in fact you will use more fuel, and there is a higher chance of you skidding off the road into a bush, which is not good, especially in a BMW or a real drive car. So let's talk about checking the tyre tread. When checking the tyre tread, you need to make sure that the tyre tread is the same across the centre 3/4 of the tyre. So basically here to here, it all must be the same. I recommend that you change the tread at about 3mm, as it is getting quite low. But legally, you can go down to 1.6, and actually if you're 1.6 or below, you are in big trouble. Basically you get a fine and I think points in your licence too, so do not risk it. That's in the UK. I'm not sure about other countries, but as most of you are from the UK, I thought I'd let you know. What's that? So the cheapest way to actually check the depth on your tyres is to use something like this 20p coin. As you can see, the inner point of the 20p has an inner ring, which is ideal for checking the tyre tread. So when you put the coin into the tread, you should not be able to see the bottom part of the ring at all. If you can see the ring, then well, basically you are due some tyres quick. I think it is about 2.6mm, the actual diameter of that, so it's a good indication of when you should change it. Remember, it must be the same on all the tread across the centre 3/4. So I'm repeating myself because I'm not actually used to talking without reading from a script, which is what I have to do normally, so apologies. But to be honest, the best thing you should use for checking the depth of the tyre is to use a tread depth gauge. I shall just put a picture up in this corner here. Also, in the actual tyres itself are these sort of like raised up lumps just here. If the actual tyre tread comes level with those ridges and it all becomes the same height, then basically you're due new tyres. That is the most simple way of checking your tyres to see if they're okay. So yeah, make sure that this is not in level with that line. So what does it mean if there's some birds up there having a fight? Some big crows. So what does it mean if the actual tyre treads are different heights? Well, you could have a misalignment of the tyre, there could be suspension issues, there might be some steering issues, or you've been driving about with the wrong tyre pressures, which is another thing you should check all the time. So if the centre has lower tread than the outer ones, that means that you've had too much air in the tyre, and if the outer ones are lower than the inside one, it usually means that you've had not enough air in your tyres. So, how long should your tyres last? Well, I personally would say between 20 to 30,000 miles, or up to 10 years old. To know how old your tyre is, look on your sidewall. I shall just find mine. Aha, just here. So this figure here is telling you the week it was made, and this figure here, the last two digits, is the year. So this one here was made on the 42nd week of the 11th year, so 2011. So these tyres are almost at 10 years old, so I have to change my tyre soon, which is a shame because they've only got about 15,000 miles on them. Even though you would have about a 10-year limit, I personally would take your tyres to the garage every year after the 5-year mark, just to make sure that they're okay. Oh, there's a person now. Keeps on throwing a ball over the fence, which is a bit of a pain. It makes me forget what I'm actually filming. One thing that a professional should check are the sidewalls. Or you should check it yourself, to be honest. Look for rips, tears, bulges, anything that can compromise the actual structure of the tyre. Especially if you've actually gone and smacked the wheel on a curb or a big pothole, which is not good. And also make sure that your alignment is okay on the wheels, because if you don't, your tyres will wear uneven again, which is not good. So, what can you do to prolong the life of your tyres? Well, the easiest thing you can do every single week is to check the tyre pressures. If you want to know what your tyre pressures are, you can easily look in your car. If you have a car like mine, it tells you on the B pillar, or you can just look inside your user manual. Another way is to actually go on the internet and type in what car you have and the tyres and the size of your wheels, and it will give you an answer. Remember also, if you're putting more of a load in your car, to adjust your tyre pressures, because obviously it will affect things. And while changing tyre pressures and load, make sure if your car doesn't have automatic headlight adjusters to adjust the level of those too. So if you're like me and have to keep swapping your tyres over through the summer months and winter months, you need to store them nicely. The tyres these summer tyres are stored in plastic bags to keep them dry. They're in the dark so the sunlight doesn't affect them, and it's quite cool but not too cold. So if it was too cold it would harm the tyres, and if it was too hot it would also dry the tyres out. Just remember, when rubber gets old it becomes brittle and, well, will perish much quicker. Hence why I have to put mine in special bags in the dark location in the garage. If I had them on my car all year round, well, the tyres would not last long at all, especially in Moscow with its snow and that. Anyway, if you have any questions, comment down below and I will be so happy to assist you. And thank you for asking me questions to help make videos, as I really enjoy it. And forgive me if this video is a bit hickety-pickety. I'm not really used to speaking to a camera this far away, where people can see me from the actual flats up there, and the mechanics are down there probably laughing at me. So forgive me. Anyway, take care and enjoy the rest of your week. Goodbye.